Ooh, what the hell is wrong with me? I'm sorry, people. I had no intention of doing that. Excuse me. You know, I've been thinking about the whole issue of race for a long time. And, you know, especially since this kid in Kenosha, and I don't know what the hell really happened there, you know, because there were 3 shootings. One of them, the first one, is the one that counts, and it wasn't on video. And that's just par for the course. It seems like whenever these things come out, they're like just enough to make you think you know it for sure, and then it's like a Hollywood cliffhanger. Something comes out three weeks later, and all of a sudden it changes. Like, you know, like all of a sudden they say George Floyd was died of a fentanyl overdose, and I don't know. I don't trust I don't trust anybody in this system. Okay, and so the first thing is I am getting goddamn sick of this whole idea that if you don't trust the system, you're a fucking lunatic. Well, let me tell you, if you trust this system, you are a lunatic, because this system is insane. And I'll tell you what, I would love it if, how many people we got on the line tonight? You don't know.
I see.
I'm sorry, you were busy.
I see 16 on D Live, which is a good start for, you know, having a half-hour break there. Normally we don't start that hot.
Well, thanks for coming out, people. I'm going to ask more of you tonight than I normally do of my audience. I hope you will play along with me, because I got a vision coming on. But
7 on Twitch.
It's 7 on Twitch. Okay.
D Live's the big ones.
So that's a total of 23, and D Live is winning. Okay, all you on Twitch and all you on D Live, could you do me a favor? Could you take just a moment and send a message to somebody who hates me to say, Rich Paul's gone mad on camera, and he's going to make a fool of himself, and tell him to tune in, because, you know, they don't want to miss this. And send it to people who love me and say, hey, I think he's about to have a vision. Or send it to people who love you and say, I'd like to have you listen to this thing, and I know I'm asking you to take a lot on faith, because, you know, reach out to somebody, and you don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. But what I'm going to say is that I think I've found the way to fix it. I've had a vision, and through a generous mixture of cannabinoids and various amphetamine type substances, I think I have reached nirvana, or at least madness, which is close enough sometimes if you look. You just got to strain your eyes a little. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite the audience to join the human race. And I'll tell you what that means, but we're not enough people to make a human race out of. So what should we do? Let's start at, can we get to 100 people? Anybody saying anything in the chat rooms?
Did you pull them up?
Oh, I did not.
That's the whole point, nobody. You're supposed to pull the chat rooms up. You're doing
I'm on a lot of drugs over here.
True, and you were pacing and thinking real hard before
I
the show.
know,
You've got a
I
lot
know.
to say.
I'm trying. I got to get it out before my brain explodes.
Here, why don't you take a drag off of that medicine that you asked
Drugs?
for?
Oh, how
and then
nice.
I'll explain the chat rooms to folks in case they don't know about them.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
You can, and then you can also pull them up on your side. But D Live has its own chat room. And the cool thing about the D Live chat is whenever you go into the D Live chat, it actually shows you the scroll back. So if you weren't in the room, you can still see what people were saying before you came into the room. Twitch chat's not like that. When you join the Twitch chat, you only see what happens after you join. So I think I like the Twitch chat because you can timestamp messages, and D Live doesn't have that. So like Twitch is good in some ways, D Live is better in others. I got to say though, I like the ability to scroll back in, because sometimes you get disconnected if you're on a mobile connection or something like that. So anyway, check out dlive.lrn.fm or twitch.lrn.fm, and nobody's going to be getting into those chat rooms here soon. That way he can actually respond directly. But so far, I'll give you a quick recap here. So Looks like you got Big Doggy Dog in the D Live chat. BSN 12. You can't take the heat. And they're all chatting in there, saying they're posting in their groups. Kicks for Guns is posting in his groups, maybe the same person, but with a different, I think that's a different person. Same person, two different chat rooms. So we've actually got the same people in two chats in that case.
Really?
D-Live is the busier chat, though, right now. That's
all right. D-Live is still ahead. Can you catch up, Twitch? Those are rookie numbers. Got to get them numbers up. This is how human nature works. We compete. We are what we are.
Humans are good.
Humans are good. And that is, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the spirituality of my church. And I know that sounds boring, but basically what I'm going to do, I figured out how to make peace, I think.
Really?
I've got a first
I got to hear this.
I got a first volley. But, the thing is there's 7 billion humans on the earth. And most of them are pissed off at somebody they never met. Most of them are pissed off at huge groups of people that they've almost never encountered in their life and that they don't know jack shit about, because somebody else told them to be mad. Okay? Well, I'll tell you, resentment... They used to say when I went to AA, resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other guy to die. So one of the things that I think we have to do to make peace is that we need to just tell the world that whatever it is you're mad at me for, I'm sorry. And whatever it is I'm mad at you for, I forgive you. Let's have a jubilee and call it even. And I know it's not even, and there's things that got to be done, But before those things happen, I think we just need to take a moment and, I don't know, think of your least favorite group of people, and then think of your favorite person within that group. And just think of that. Think of that one person, like maybe it was somebody you knew when you were a kid, or somebody you saw on TV, or somebody who could dance, or somebody who could sing or rap or do whatever the fuck he could do, and you said, "Oh man, that's a cool dude." Even though I don't really like you guys, that's a cool dude. He did a cool thing. So think of your favorite person, and just think that when you hate on someone of another race, you're a little bit hating on that person, and so just let it go, just let it go, and I've been reaching out to a lot of people from Black Lives Matter, and I've been doing it because for a number of reasons. The first reason is the thing that I'm going to tell you tonight is that if you mean me no harm, I'm your brother. Okay, whoever you are, I don't care. And if I see somebody hurting you, I'm gonna stand up. And I don't care what color you are. And I don't care if I have to break the law. And I don't care if I have to die. I'm going to stand up. Because this is it. We're on the edge of race war in this country. What the hell is going on? And everything is crazy. I've been watching police brutality reports. I watch them day after day after day. I watch police brutality reports. And the thing is, most of the time, the TV stays completely silent. They don't say a motherfucking word. They got nothing to say when the police kill us. Oh, we kill one of them. They got a lot to say. Oh, isn't it fucking tragic? I don't know how many people he whack. We don't know. We'll never know. Because you cover each other's backs, motherfuckers. And you can't do it anymore. And so what I want people to do is just join the human race. How many people we got? You get any up?
10 on DLive. And 7 on Twitch.
Okay. I'm going down, aren't I?
Yep.
Okay. Well, in that case.
But that's how it goes, man. Doesn't mean anything about what you're doing.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna lay it on the line. What I want people to do is, I think it's time to call out the militia. This is what I'm trying to say. The time has come to call out the militia. And the militia of the United States is consists of, and I've got this right here, anyway, so the time has come to form up. So I can't carry a gun. I'm a fucking felon. I'm not even a person. You know, I'm not real. I'm nobody. You know, I can't carry a gun. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I just happen to be a pope. So until you find somebody better, I want to be your chaplain. One of the things you do if you're separated from your unit and you don't want to know, find a chaplain. He'll find your way to a unit wherever you are. And so I'm also reaching out. I want to hear from militia units, and I want to hear, so if you guys who are listening, we happy few, we band of brothers, if you know somebody who's in a militia, somebody who wants to be in a militia, somebody who thinks that it's a good idea for the cops to stop killing us, you know, would you come out and join the militia? And there's only one thing that I want you to say before you do it. I want you to say, I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're black, if you're white, if you're Indian, if you're Mexican, if you're, whatever you are, I will stand up for you. That's all the militia is supposed to be. And we do it with guns most of the time. We do it with guns because that's the only way to do it. There isn't another way to do it. Because if you get in their way and you don't have a gun, they will kill you. That's the way it is. And so I'm calling on, and you know, I'll be publicizing this a lot after, so this show hopefully will get some traction. Just if you're ready to stand up, if you're sick of it, there's things going on. There's big people moving. There's large groups of people forming. There are committees of correspondence. There are a lot of things going on in this country. And if you believe that they're lying to us, if you believe that the history they're telling you isn't the truth in any material way, we need to recognize that, you know, that is an assault on your reality. And they lie every time their lips move. Sorry, I'm posting this one thing. You know, there's a number of groups that are forming. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gather email addresses. If you send me your email address and your location, that's all I need to know. You can open an account you've never used before and send this to me. I don't care. I'll just note that that you sent me a letter, and then this is how to get in touch with you when we have someone in your area. And this is not starting from scratch. There are at least 2 networks of cells building in the United States, committees of correspondence, to talk about what to do about the disaster that has become of our country. And what's the disaster? It's not a natural disaster. Natural disasters are easy. I mean, shit blows up and either you die or you don't, and then you go on. Yeah. But there's some disasters that only one thing in the world can create, and that thing is a government. That thing is a government that arrogates onto itself that it will be the sole judge of its conduct, that you may not stop them if they are killing your brother, that you must just stand there helpless while they murder someone that you love or a stranger that you just still don't want to see them die. And they want you not to defend your brother, so stop doing it. Just like we don't snitch, don't sit. Don't sit and watch them kill your brother. Please make them stop. Even if you know they're going to kill you. Because that way somebody knows that somebody stood up, that there's still a single pair of balls dangling and bouncing in this country. That's the thing that I couldn't fucking say the whole time. Is the thing I couldn't figure out, what made it so surreal, is that this guy is getting beaten to death and everybody's just standing there watching. And there's like 10 of you or 20 of you. You can make them stop. And if you can't make them stop, if there's too many of them, get a gun and make them stop. Get a bat and make them stop. Get a brick and make them stop. But don't let them hurt your brother. Just stop. Foolishness. Get out in the street. It's gonna be you next time. And you want somebody to stand up. And that is what we need to come to agree. That if you stand up for me, I will stand up for you. Because I don't care what you are. I don't care what you are. You my nigga. I'm your cracker. I don't care. You're my cracker. I'm your nigga. I don't give a fuck about words anymore or anything. I don't hate anybody. And the media is trying to tell you that I hate you. And some of them will tell you, oh, well, he's got to hate you. He's white, And no, that's not how any of this works, And then others will say, well, he's got to hate you because he's a white male. No, that's not how any of this works. And then somebody said, well, he's a straight white male. And it's like, dude, you didn't even get it right. I'm pansexual, so leave me the fuck alone. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what the fuck you are, who the fuck you are. Just be human. Be human to each other, and don't watch the government, because you have responsibility for this thing. We let this cancer grow beneath us, grow inside us, grow to consume us, and we just sat there for decades. Why wasn't Black Lives Matter out in the streets 20 years ago, and why weren't the rest of us out there with them? Because it's been going on too long. The drug war has been going on too long. For a significant part of my adult life, my government has been literally sworn to destroy me because I don't believe them. I have a different opinion. I believe that marijuana is a beneficial product, that it can improve who you are. Now, the amphetamines, I'm not sure about that. But weed is I like the person that I am when I smoke weed better than I like the person that I am when I'm not smoking weed. And I have a right to do that. And nobody has a right to stop me. Thomas Jefferson wrote that rightful liberty was unobstructed action according to our will, bounded only by the equal rights of others. I do not say within the limits of the law, because the law is often but the tyrant's will, and always so when it violates the rights of the individual. And the time has come to stand up to the tyrants of the world and say, not just we're not going to let you kick anybody's ass. We're not going to let you take them for marijuana. We're not going to let you take them if they didn't hurt anybody. We're just not going to do it. And if enough guns come out, if enough men rally in the street, we can end the war on drugs. We can end the war on black people, and Black Lives Matter. Let me get that in before I forget, because it's important to dot all my I's and cross all my T's in this. Black Lives Matter, and White Lives Matter, and Native Lives Matter, and Irish Lives Matter, and Russian Lives Matter, Chinese Lives Matter. All of our lives matter, and we have these institutions, these corporations called government. And what this government has done is it has declared itself the mother of all corporations. Ooh, sorry guys, I'm trying that a little bit. The mother of all corporations. And it says, not only can I create corporations, hellspawn, because what is a corporation? It's a golem. It's a person, right? But it hasn't got a soul. It hasn't got a conscience. So what steers this person? Well, what steers this person is a committee. A committee is the only creature in existence on God's green earth that has more than 30 legs and no fucking brain. Fuck your committee. Because what a committee does is it lets you diffuse the guilt. You know, maybe you don't have enough room in your conscience to do something, but you got a room for 30 of it, a 30th of it, or a 50th of it. Or maybe you work at a company with 2,000 people. Maybe you can take 1/2000th of the guilt for something they're doing that you know is wrong. Well, how long are you going to take that on? You know, the government, has arrogated to itself a license to kill. That's what we have to understand. And not only has it granted itself a license to kill, it's granted itself a right license to kill extrajudicially. Extrajudicially. Sorry, I was stoned. It has granted itself a license to kill unilaterally, and then to lie about it, and then to cover it up for 50 years. Why do we still not have the full report on Kennedy? And how can you people call us lunatics with a straight face when we assert that we don't know the whole story about Kennedy, when you've got acknowledged boxes of papers that you refuse to show us? The time's come. The time's come, gentlemen. The militia needs to gather. And we need to ask a lot of questions, and we need to not take no for an answer. And there's a lot of people out there who I know, if they can hear this recording, they're going to know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking to Ammon Bundy. Okay, I'm talking to John Bush. And if you know any of these guys I'm naming, try and get them a copy of the show, or I'll do it when I get off. But let's spread this. And all we need to do, whoever we are, if we're Black Lives Matter, if we're okay, I'm sorry, I'm not ready for Antifa yet. They're fucking shrill. Okay, these kids bother me. But okay, I'm gonna put Antifa to the side. But everybody else, I want to make peace with you, and all of your lives matter. And all means all. I know it didn't mean all when they said all men are created equal. And I know it didn't mean all when they said liberty and justice for all. And if I could change that, I would. And my whole life, I fought against it as best I could. But the thing is, they are holding all the keys. They are guarding all the doors. You know what's going on. I just saw Joe Jorgensen group pass up on my flag, or I'm sorry, pop up on my screen. So I am going to go there and make an announcement that I'm doing this. Hold on for just a moment. Do you have any thoughts that you could lay out again?
Yeah, man. I've actually been sitting here doing some work that is completely unrelated to what you're talking about. But I do appreciate where you're coming from, and I love the idea of people just being the human race and getting beyond the superficial. Mm-hmm. Colors of skin and all this ridiculous nonsense.
And I didn't even say that, did I? I'm sorry, guys. I was stunned. See, the thing is, I'm scared shitless kind of because what I'm doing now, I think, is technically treason, and I don't care.
Oh, pshaw.
Huh?
Whatever. What does that mean?
I just wanted to say and quote one of my great heroes, whose name I can't remember. If this be treason, make the most of it. But the time has come that when the government comes for your neighbor, you have to make them stop. We have to make them stop. And if somebody hasn't hurt anybody, if those police can't offer a victim and a harm done to that victim, then what I'm going to ask you to do is stand up as part of the militia. I want you to peaceably place that officer under arrest if you are able. And you know what I want you to do if he resists? I want you to fear for your life, because he will kill you if you don't get a hold of him. So don't skimp on force, boys. The more people you have to surround him, to let him know that he cannot escape, then you don't have to hurt him. And that's the thing. Let's all stop hurting each other, even the cops. Let's just have a jubilee. Just forgive me for whatever it is about me that offends you. I don't care. Maybe I fart. It's true. I fart a lot. I'm like 51, bro. It's lucky I'm running it all. Okay, so forgive me. Forgive me if I get so deep in my work, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm doing some absent-minded professor shit like, oh, yeah, I'm jump in the shower for a few days. Shit, I've been programming this computer. Well, just tell me. It's no big deal. I'm a human. You're a human. We're all humans. It happens. So be human. Don't be white. Stop being white. Stop being white. No, you. I see you. You're being white right there. Stop it. Stop being white. Stop being black. I see you. Stop being black. Just be human. And, what I think we need to do who want peace is we need to just stand up and make them stop. And it's funny, there was this guy arguing with me all day because I was bandying around this whole idea that it was time to stand up, that it was time to form militias, and it's past time to form militias. If you're not in one, get in one. But, the only way that we can get this done is to form a militia and defend each other. As Malcolm X said, if you're a man, you take it. You don't ask for your rights. No one can give you your rights. Nobody can give you your liberty. Nobody can give you your freedom. Okay? And when you hear this for the first time, because there's people that are never going to hear it unless, like, people make an effort to get it out. And so do me a favor, and at some point, I want you to shout randomly, "We're as mad as hell, and we're not going to take it anymore." And that's it. Just let them know. Let them know. And see if anybody answers you. You know, see if anybody else is as mad as hell. Maybe somebody you don't know is as mad as hell, and he doesn't know who to reach out to. We'll reach out to somebody else who is mad as hell. And I don't care if you shout it out your windows in New York City. I don't care if you won't find any theaters playing Network, but if you have not seen the new Network, check it out, because he does this way better than I do. But at some point, at some agreed point, let's say that at 9 o'clock tomorrow, we're all going to open our doors or open our windows and shout out, "We're as mad as hell, and we're not going to take it anymore. And we're not going to let you take our lives anymore. And we're not going to let you take our money anymore. And we're not going to take your money anymore until, Mr. Government, you settle down." And I don't know exactly. I should have looked it up in the Constitution. I will probably be doing a show. I will commit tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'm going to be on a different channel. Hit me up on social media or leave me an email address here. You know, I don't know. I guess the other thing that I need to say is, a lot of people have been busting my balls about what are you doing with those communists over Black Lives Matter, and nobody tells the truth. I don't like to say that, but it's true. I've had a lot of people ask me that, enough to make me think, oh my God, are my friends really racist? But I don't think that's it. I think they're making a mistake, but I don't think it's that mistake. It's a different flavor of collectivism. Because you see, somebody over at Black Lives Matter decided that, the best way to make your case that the police shouldn't kill you is to tell them that you're communists and that they were communists and that Black Lives Matter was communist. And so, okay, if you missed the Cold War, check out some of the movies, because telling them you're a communist is like the last thing you want them to tell them if you don't want them throwing you out of helicopters. So please, can we disassociate from the whole communist thing and just get out and say Black Lives Matter because Black Lives Matter, and the corporation doesn't matter. And let's say also that all lives matter, because I want to go out and I want to publicly mourn Duncan Lemp. Does anybody remember Duncan Lemp? And every time somebody looks at me like, why the fuck is Black Lives Matter in the streets over this guy? And I'm thinking, asshole, why isn't anybody in the streets over Duncan Lemp? I know why I'm not out there, because I'm a felon. So I can't go out there without a gun. I can't go out there with a gun. But, don't you think enough is enough? I don't know. I wonder if people know about the right to revolution. The second paragraph of the Declaration of Independence says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal," all means all, "and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that amongst them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, and that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. And it actually goes on a great deal past then. And it goes on, it makes a number of charges against the king, but I guess nobody told Thomas Jefferson that brevity is the soul of wit. But basically the substantial plank, the substantial charge that he was acting with a clear intention of dragging them down to knavery, to enslave them. And that's what I see coming up. I need to, is there, okay, I'm going to get off for a little bit, and I'm going to
you want some music?
Regroup. Yeah, let's have a little bit of music. I'm sorry, guys. I need a rest. I've been running my mouth, and besides, I don't know if any of you are watching because I haven't figured out these fucking chat boxes. So I'm on a lot of drugs. Bear with me. I'm getting there. with a difference. Cop block with a camera and a gun. And I'm not saying go out and shoot people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have the right to defend your brother with deadly force. You have the right to defend your brother with deadly force. And if we're going to be all human together, then they're all your brothers. So don't let it happen anymore. I just have this, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me tonight. I'm quite mad, but you know, I've been hearing all day the ghosts of all the people who have been killed, and it's not, don't judge every one of these cases by the few that get pushed, because the few that get pushed are frequently bullshit. But the bottom, you know, and but they're not obvious bullshit. That's the thing. Is it? They almost feel like false flags. Like everything is split down the middle. You know, the Kyle thing. It's like it was written to be to drag people apart. The mass controversy is written to drag people apart. It's all made. It's all designed, I think, to make us hate each other and to make us kill each other and to make us fight with each other. And I don't know exactly why they're doing it. There's a lot of reasons that it could be. There's that tape from 1969 that described a communist takeover that sounded very similar to this. But of course, once that's been read, it doesn't have to be the communists. It can be anybody, you know. Even if you're working for an organization, whether it's any of these organizations, how do you know what these organizations have in mind? How do you know that they're doing what they say they're doing? You know, because you don't know. They tell you to do a little piece. They tell you to do this. They tell you to do that. It's just a little thing. It doesn't seem like a big deal, or maybe it does. But then you don't know why they did it. And what I see being built up is an absolutely a devastating war between the races. And I see it, the way I see it playing out is more police brutality, because, you know, if that's one thing they got on tap, if they want to get people stirred up, easiest way to do it is go out and kill somebody. And the thing is, it's good to be out in the streets when they're killing somebody, but it doesn't help if the cat's dead. You know, that's the thing. And I will give, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Kenosha Kyle situation. I'm going to give those kids, the Antifa kids or whatever they were that got their fool heads killed out there. And I mean, the first one was definitely a bad guy. I don't know completely about the other two. Like, one of these guys or both of these guys might have thought that he was actually a killer. And, you know, they had no clue about guns or weapons or how to hold themselves, so they got fucking slaughtered. But, you know, if they were just trying to disarm him, then, you know, well, that is a brave thing to do. So why can't we do that if these kids are doing it? And, you know, because easiest answer is, well, Kyle kind of showed you that. They killed him. Well, that's not how you do it, okay? Because look at what happened to Kyle as a case of excessive force. Ironic at a Black Lives Matter, ain't it? But y'all didn't know what happened out there, and you were chasing that kid down the street like a lynch mob, and he was terrified. Of course he shot back. My God, I don't know if I would have survived that situation. And I got a lot more experience than that kid. And oh, by the way, the whoever it was that took him out there and was supposed to have his 6 and didn't have his 6, that's not how it works, buddy. You don't. Where were you? You know, there's a lot of fault. And there's a lot of people that in the heat of those moments, they didn't know what was going on, you know. But so what I'm going to say is, you know, whoever you are, whoever you feel sympathy for, you know, can you try and think about it from the other guy's side? Can you try and ask yourself beyond, oh, they're evil, oh, they're this? Because I'll tell you what, these tropes, these fucking throw commies out of helicopter tropes, these, you know, these are not helping anything, because we don't need to be fighting each other. It's stupid. There's plenty of territory in the United States, and it's not all going to turn up in one set of hands if the government falls. It's going to end up in a lot of different sets of hands. So basically, you can have the neighborhood, the village, the city, the town that you want to have without anybody else, anywhere else, telling you how to live. And all we have to do is exactly what Malcolm X said. You know, if you're a man, you take it. Because I think it's getting too late. I don't know what the hell's going on. This has been the most bullshit year that I've seen in terms of just absolute just carnage and weirdness. And it's like, shut down the whole fucking economy over something that, is this even happening? Do you know personally anybody who's sick? And if you don't, why not? Shouldn't you? I mean, I'm not saying you should be reaching out to sick people and, you know, offering them cuddle services or anything, but I'm saying, isn't it strange if you don't personally know anybody who's sick, if there's an epidemic going on, and if you talk to your friends and they don't know anybody who's sick, you know? I mean, I have one within like 2 leaps. What do they call that? Degrees of separation. You know? No, actually, I probably have a few within 1 degree of separation, maybe 3 or 4. I had a cousin in London, and I had I had one guy who had it before I met him. And he'd had it like a couple of months before, and he seems trustworthy, but this is not what you expect from a pandemic. It's not what I expect from a pandemic. So anyway, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off for now. I'm gonna reformulate this, but I
think we should probably call it for the night.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm tired. Anyway, just do me a favor. Find someone tomorrow of some other group than you, and just reach out to them and say, you know, hey, if something happens to your people, I'll be there. If something happens to my people, will you be there? You know, and see if we can make some peace.
get out. Yes, I can.